What is up with Ilhan Omar? And what is up with the Democrats who have no backbone and aren't doing anything? If you don't know who I'm talking about, Ilhan Omar, she's the brand new congressperson from the state of Minnesota, and anti-Semitism much? I only say this because of tweet with anti-Semitic overtones, followed by tweet with anti-Semitic overtones, followed by tweet with anti-Semitic overtones. It's a bit much. Now, if you want to criticize the state of Israel and their policies, go for it. You're allowed to do that. That's called freedom of speech. But it's like, is Israel really the big problem in the Middle East? Like, seriously, if you're comparing and contrasting, like, there's a problematic country in the Middle East, Israel doesn't really jump out at the top of the list in my book. Let's say you had to pick between two Hiltons. Like, you're gonna go on a vacation. I could either stay at the Hilton in Israel, or I could stay at the Hilton in Iraq. I don't think you're gonna pick the one in Iraq, because I don't think it exists. It's probably a pile of rubble. Seriously, is Israel, where they have open and free elections, the problem? Or maybe a country where they stone people to death like it's the 8th century, where they push people off of buildings? That might be the bigger problem. Okay, well, finally, after tweet after tweet after tweet of Ilhan Omar, finally everybody's like, are you gonna do something? Nancy, are you gonna do something? And Nancy stopped sucking on her tooth long enough to go like, you should probably say you're sorry. So Ilhan Omar issued a little apology, went something like, I unequivocally apologize, and then she's like, anti-Semitism is real. And you're like, yeah, it is. I've read your tweets. Is this who the people of Minnesota elected? Is this who you want representing you? I've been to Minnesota. It's awesome. We're people just sitting around just like, I think for this next round of elections, we should probably send someone to Washington, D.C. who will finally do something about the Jews. I don't believe that at all. I think the people of Minnesota want people who represent the state of Minnesota, and Ilhan Omar ain't representing the state of Minnesota. She seems to be representing the state of Palestine, if anything. Okay, so the apology wasn't enough, and finally the Democrats are like, we're going to pass a resolution. We're going to pass a resolution, and they bravely had a resolution that doesn't talk about Ilhan Omar, doesn't talk about anti-Semitism. It talks about all the hate. We hate hate. Are you kidding me? Could that be a weaker, more mealy-mouthed, just spineless, we hate hate? Yeah, everybody does. Everybody does. What specifically happened, Nancy? What specifically happened recently? Why are you voting on something? And why did it take you days and days and days? So this is what I don't like, man. I don't like it when people don't call out the individual. It's weird. When somebody shoots somebody, it's always like, all gun owners are bad. All gun owners are bad. It's the individual. It's the person who had the gun. That person messed up. It's not that we hate hate. We all hate hate. It's Ilhan Omar. Anti-Semitism. It ain't cool. We don't dig it. So why don't you call her out? Why don't you kick her off a committee? Why doesn't this cost her a thing or two? Someone's called in an airstrike. And Minnesota, come on. You've got some good people in that state. Why don't you run somebody else, maybe, next time? Think about it. Hey, I'm Michael Loftus. Thanks for subscribing to the channel. Smash that subscribe button and crank on that like button and hit the bell. That way you won't miss the notifications. And if you have donated on Patreon, God bless you. We're going to get me in a studio. We're going to get me a microphone. It's all wonderful. So Patreon donors, a special shout out to you. That's right, Mark, Bob. I know your names.